Hi everyone, it's Refresh, and I'm here to take a look at Mayday Games' Mini Euro Premium card sleeves that are for cards sized 45mm by 68mm. Even though Mayday claims that the Mini Euro cards are sized 45 by 68mm, my measurements suggest that they are actually 44mm by 68mm. And these sleeves are clear. A pack of these sleeves costs $1.85, and for that you get 50 sleeves, which is an average of about 4 cents per sleeve. Let's take a look at what we get inside. As you can see, the sleeves are smooth and glossy on both sides. And now let's count out the sleeves to make sure that we have 50. Ready? That is 49 sleeves. That is one sleeve short of the advertised 50, and so that's a little disappointing. And being short one sleeve makes me concerned about the overall quality assurance, like how much are they paying attention to what the sleeves are like when they're putting them in the pack, if they are missing one sleeve in a pack of 50. Now let's see what the thickness of these sleeves are. This appears to be 9mm, which means that each sleeve is 180 microns per sleeve, or 90 microns per face, which is pretty standard for Mayday Games' premium sleeves. Now let's get the dimensions. These sleeves are 47mm wide by 70mm tall. Now let's see how a card fits. I have a Ticket to Ride card here, and I'm going to put it in there. Alright, it seems that it fits pretty well. There is a little bit of play on the left and the right, which is expected considering that these sleeves are designed for 45mm cards. And there is a little bit of extra space at the top. Now it's time for the sleeving test. I'm going to take these 45 Ticket to Ride cards and sleeve them in 45 of these sleeves. Ready, set, go. Alright, it took 2 minutes and 37 seconds. That is a pretty average speed of 3.49 seconds per sleeve. Now I felt like the sleeves actually fit onto the cards quite well, and that's probably in part due to the generous sizing. The sleeves aren't especially tight and closely fitted, and so there's a lot of space for the card to enter the sleeve. There were a couple of things that slowed me down just a little. There was this weird thing where some of the sleeves in this stack of sleeves actually came out upside down, and so that was a little weird and unexpected, especially considering that these were theoretically just put into stacks out of manufacturing, I hope, and then put into the packaging. So it was a little weird that a few of them came out upside down. But overall the handling was fine in terms of sleeving, so I thought that was pretty good. Now that the cards are all sleeved up, let's take a look at the quality and consistency out of the pack. First of all, I'd have to say that these sleeves are actually quite uniform in terms of their width out of the pack. There's very little variation, and you can really tell when you put your fingers across. It's not perfect. I mean, you can sense that some of the sleeves are just slightly larger or smaller than the others. But for the most part, the heights and the widths are actually quite uniform, which is somewhat uncommon for Mayday sleeves. The other thing that you might note is that some of the sleeves actually came with a few light dents on them, and so that means that there is something going on with the overall process of which they manufacture and package these sleeves that result in some of the sleeves getting dinged as they are being taken out. But it's not a lot. There are a few, but it's not all sleeves. And so I think that I'm more pleased with these sleeves in terms of their production quality, minus the fact that we're missing one sleeve, than I am with Mayday sleeves in general. Next is the shuffle test. I'm going to shuffle this deck of sleeved Ticket to Ride cards 100 times and see how long it takes and get an average. Ready, set, go. Alright, that took 1 minute and 38 seconds. That is the quite speedy speed of 0.98 seconds per shuffle. It's not the fastest of sleeves of this size in terms of a shuffle, but it is quite fast. And so if you're looking for a relatively fast shuffling set of sleeves, these are a pretty decent choice for you. I did feel like the sleeves handled pretty well in terms of the shuffling, but there was a little bit of bounce. You might have noticed a few times. Nothing that caused me to lose grip on these cards, but enough that every once in a while some of the cards needed to be readjusted a little bit more than others. Now that I've handled these sleeves quite a bit, let's take a look at how they fared. Okay, I think the sleeves mostly handle the shuffling fine without getting too much wear on them. There are a few dents on the sleeves, but I don't know if those dents were already on the sleeves when they came out of the package or they were newly added to the sleeves in the handling process. But the corners don't seem bent and the sleeves haven't split, and there doesn't seem to be any appreciable wear on the surface of the sleeves. So I feel like these are going to be fairly durable, perhaps even more than the average Mayday sleeve that I've encountered. Now we're going to do the shake test. I'm going to shake this deck of sleeved Ticket to Ride cards for about 2 seconds and see how well the deck holds up. Ready, set, go. So the deck slid a little, but it doesn't seem to fall, so I would say that that is a pretty stable deck. There is a slight accordion effect, as you can see when I push down this deck. Actually, it's a little more than slight, but it does seem to be holding even with this accordion effect. And so I was pretty impressed that it held together. Next, I'm going to do the draw test. I'm going to draw 3 cards off the top of this deck and see how well the deck holds together. Ready, set, go. So it looks like the deck holds together just fine. There is no problem with the drawing of cards here. There is a little bit of a slide and the accordion effect again, but nothing that is going to cause the deck to fall, it seems. So pass on both. Alright, so I think that these are actually pretty good sleeves from Mayday. I think the sleeves handle well, and they also seem to be doing quite well under handling in terms of their overall durability. I think they're going to last a good amount of time as far as the thicker type sleeves go. And I appreciate that the sleeves actually come out of the pack in a pretty uniform size without any problems with slipping the cards into the sleeves. Now, one thing that some of you may have an issue with is due to the generous sizing of the sleeve, there's a lot of space around the edge of the card, which means that you're going to notice the sleeve a little bit more. And so that might be distracting to some of you, but others will be fine with that because it does mean that it's easy to slip in and out of the sleeve, and it means that there is enough distance between the opening of the sleeve and the top edge of the card that you do feel like that there is some protection to be had there. But, you know, aesthetically, you do notice the card in the sleeve. The real concerns that I have with these sleeves have to do with how they come out of the package. So there are dents on some of these sleeves when they come out of the package, and that's an issue because it does mean that there are probably some issues with these sleeves in terms of how they get from the manufacturing into the actual packages. Whether it's a problem with the handling of the sleeves after they get manufactured, or it actually flaws in the manufacturing process. The other issue that I have with this pack of sleeves, and it's probably the more serious one, is that there is one less sleeve than advertised, and it never ever really feels good to get less sleeves than you are expecting to get. And so that's probably the biggest concern I have, and that might be enough to deter some of you from purchasing these sleeves. I know that I'll probably hesitate to buy more of these sleeves just because I don't want to be shorted any sleeves. If this review was helpful to you, hit the like button. If you'd like to see more such reviews, hit subscribe. I have surveys in the description box below. If you have experience with these sleeves or any other mini Euro sleeves, click on the links and share your experiences in terms of the overall consistency and durability of the sleeves that you have experienced, and that will be shared on the Mayday Games' resource page. That's all for now. This is Refreshed, and I will see you next time.